Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have the Ghosts of Buxley Hall. This is a 1980, although I could have sworn it was a late 60s, early 70s looking film. It's a 1980 film. It's an hour and 32 minutes long, and it was originally, I think, part of the Wonderful World of Disney on Sunday nights, and it was a two-parter. So it was first half, obviously, one week. Next week it finished off, and you can see where they had all the commercial breaks and everything else. I mean, 1980. This is only 4 years older than Ghostbusters. That's just the weird part of all of this. In level of quality, yeah. Okay, it's a TV series. It's, Disney may be a humongous, you know, corporation now, but back then, I don't think they necessarily owned all the big effects companies. Oh yes, they had Imagineers who were working magic like crazy in the parks and everywhere else, and all over the place. But I don't think a lot of it was necessarily focused on the Disney movie of the week kind of thing. It just, especially when you're doing special effects and things like that with ghosts, it's a lot of cut in, cut out stuff, edits. There's not a whole lot. There's fading through a wall or something. There's not a whole lot of crazy effects, but some of it is all right. Let's just say that. This stars, let's see, Dick O'Neill, Victor French, and Louise Latham as the ghosts. They're like Civil War era ghosts who the general is a guy you would imagine existed back in that day, and he established a school, a military school, and he and his wife and his sergeant, played by Victor French, all live in the paintings in this in this military academy. Well, this military academy has hit hard times. They haven't paid their mortgage in a year, and man, things are getting tough. So the bank is looking to foreclose on it. By the way, there's a lot of spinning plates in this. I know it shouldn't be as complex as it appears, and maybe it really isn't, but it seemed like a lot going on in order to reach this fairly simple conclusion. There's theme wise, there's a lot of things about misogyny or chauvinism versus equal rights and feminism. It's it's got a whole lot. There's a romance that's built into it. Well, technically on two different romances. Is focus mainly the main story starts out with the academy, the Buxley Academy, about to have their school taken away from them because they can't afford it because there's not as much enrollment. But in the same day that they're supposed to have everything taken away from them, they've scheduled it so that the students from another school join them, and it's an all girls school. And weirdly enough, like the woman who runs the girls' school and the man who runs the boys' school are people with the actual last names of the schools. So it's not like it's run by a committee or a group of people or like a person who is appointed to that staff position. It's literally a home business apparently for each of these, like passed down through generations. This is how, like, I guess corporations have changed a lot over the last few decades. But yeah, we're getting, let's see, come on, yeah, we're getting Emily Wakeland, who runs the girls' school, and honestly, all these girls look like they're 8. I can't tell anymore, but they all look like they're 8, and all the boys in the school look like they're almost ready to drive. So yeah, it doesn't make sense that they would put these two together. They the bank gives them 6 more months to work things out, but all of this seems to take place in a matter of days, because one student in particular comes to visit with his current guardian, who is his uncle, and then his wannabe guardians, which is his aunt and her new Italian husband, who's a count. And his parents, the boy's parents, died. His name was it Jeremy? Josh? Jeremy? Where are you? I don't know, man. I didn't even pay attention to the name. He was just a kid. Jeremy. Okay, Jeremy. This is played by Rad Daly. So Jeremy his parents died coming to visit him at his previous school in a car crash. So double Disney trope there, dead parents. And he blames himself, and that's just like a one line kind of toss away moment that explains why he. It doesn't explain much. It's honestly, they layer so much crap into this that makes it look like there's a whole lot more going on than it really is. But he's super rich, but they're making him go to the school, and the school is trying to court him. So if he likes to go to the school, that they'll give money to he'll give money to the school, maybe. I don't know. But the proper guardian that he has, he's a businessman. He's so busy, and he's traveling. He can't really be a good guardian, so that's why he's going to military school. But at the same time, his aunt and her Italian boyfriend, his aunt, by the way, is played by Ruta Lee, and her I knew his name, but I can't find it now. And her husband, her account husband, where is his? Yeah, Vito Scotti. You might have seen him in many Italian roles. He even played a Japanese guy in Gilligan's Island. He was in Godfather, and he was a bunch of other characters over the years. But he's mainly done this. It's almost a vaudevillian stereotype of an Italian character. So he was also the Italian cat in Aristocats, by the way, too. So if you see his face, you might recognize him in a number of roles. A lot of older roles, obviously, from the 60s, 70s, 80s. But they're trying to take control of Jeremy right here. That's his aunt right there. They're trying to get control of Jeremy's fortune so that they could, of course, be rich. And who cares about Jeremy? There's at a point where she has like a chauffeur who's also a killer. Like, accidents do happen. What? You're gonna kill your nephew because after you take his money, or take his money after you kill him? What? So yeah, she and her Italian count husband, are mainly played for laughs. They're devious, but they're silly, especially the count. They're over exaggerated, cartoonish villains, and so Jeremy is caught in the middle of this. He befriends a girl named Posey who wears shirts with feminist messages on them, but too many iron-on letters, so you have to like watch a couple scenes in order to get the entire sentence. Yeah, but so he becomes friends with her, but they forbid them to be together, and they're hoping that the guy running the place, Buxley, is trying to get the girls to leave so they won't need them anymore. But Jeremy's like, if you girls leave, I'm going to leave too, and that's a message that doesn't get put out soon enough. Yes, by the way, I realize that you're probably annoyed and confused by this already, and I'm not helping. Yeah, how did the ghosts fit into this? Well, the ghosts have their own agenda. Of course, the big male chauvinist general is like, get those girls out of here, and because women don't have a place doing manly things or anything that a woman shouldn't be doing. It's he keeps saying chauvinist things to his wife as well, and his wife, just rolls her eyes for the most part. And toward the end, she's just like, when he says, "Oh, give me a drink," and he's like, "You should like get it yourself." But yeah, so this is a very heavy feminist message, but done in a very silly, goofy way. There's a suicide hill challenge where everybody has to climb a small hill and then take a zip line over a mud puddle, and yeah, so can the girls do it? It leads to some moments where the chauvinist general helps one of the boys by pushing him up the hill a little bit, and they're like, "Hey, you're cheating." The other ghosts are saying, his wife and everything, and but the sergeant decides he's going to help one of the girls, and he gets behind her and starts not touching her, but the other general had pushed the boy up by grabbing his butt and just pushing him up. There's this teenage girl in front of him, and he's not sure where to touch, and so the wife basically just grabs her butt and pushes her up. So yeah, it's it's a little strange. It's like America coming to grips with women as an equal entity, as human beings. It's just you get two different generations of that. You get something from the Civil War era, and you also get one from the modern 1980s era. Um, Again, with the ghosts, nobody can see them or hear them unless they wish the people to see them, and um, they keep messing with the janitor, the custodian of the school. He drinks a lot, so a lot of this is nobody really believes him when he says that the people are missing from the paintings. This is a very Harry Potter-ish thing too, where the people come alive in the paintings and then they can leave their paintings and visit other paintings. So yeah, that kind of thing happened. Uh, and he keeps seeing them ghostly things, floating hair dryers or floating rifle in the hallways, and he does this very like Don Knotts going nuts kind of freak out. I want to say what is his you've probably seen him in some other stuff, but I'm not going to bother looking it up. Once you see him, you'll go, "Oh, I recognize that guy," or "I have no idea who he is." But yeah, he's good at that overreacting, freak out kind of stuff. So he's pretty consistently haunted through this entire thing, and that provides lots of comedy. And this is a comedy, believe it or not, despite all the messaging and all of the we gotta save the school kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, so one of the ghosts, the sergeant, decides that he's going to reveal himself to Jeremy, not in that way, but like, you can see me now, Jeremy. And Jeremy's a little freaked out at first, but then he realizes, okay, I now have a ghost friend, and he's going to help me fight the bullies, and that's another layer. That's another thing that's happening in this. There's so much happening in this hour and 32 minutes. Yeesh. So, so yeah, it's just, there's a lot going on, and yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how it ends. You know how it probably ends. Everybody's happy. There starts to be a touch of a romance between the leader of the Buxley school, and the Wakefield girls' school, and they butt heads, but on the slightest whim, you can tell that they kind of like each other. Like, that's something that has to happen. Um, they have to fall in love. It feels like this is also like a gateway to possibly a series with the ghosts and the kids and adventures galore. But I don't think that happened. If it did, it's under a different name, and I don't know what it is. Um, so yeah, it tries really hard to pack a lot of stuff into a short period of time, but yet it seems like it goes on for a lot longer than it should. Um, I can't say it's my favorite movie of all, but I'm sure there's a following for it. It's silly, it's fun. There's actually a few moments I laughed out loud just for the absurdity of it. There's it's a lot of generational stuff. The I don't know why. I guess because the school was in trouble. The ghosts had never haunted the school until this moment, until we're watching them for the first time in towards the end of its existence, possibly. That's why they've come out and haunted the place and taken action. But yeah, it's I guess you're not so much a ghost. I mean, it must be pretty nice being a ghost in this sense, though, if you're able to just walk around the world, interact with it, even though you're dead, and be fully of your own mind, not woo, and make yourself visible when you feel like it, and heard when you feel like it. So you're technically alive still. If there's any ghost watching, helping me out with this, make yourself visible to the camera right now. That would be awesome. It would be a really great video. Um, and then and you can tell me how it really is. That would be great. Nope. I'm pretty sure somebody died in this apartment before I lived here. So he's an older guy. So sorry, dude. I don't mean to disrupt anything, but anyway, yeah, it's a fun, goofy little film. It definitely has its reasons for existing. It's silly, it's fun. It's again, not the greatest movie in the world. Not the kind of thing I'd be like, you know what, I think I want to watch that again. But the characters are interesting. The ghosts stand out most of all. But Jeremy and Posey are there. They're the kind of glue that connects everything. But there's so much to connect, and it seems unnecessary. And that's my main problem with it. So yeah, I don't know. If you love it, revisit it and see if it stands up to the test of time since the last time you saw it on VHS or whatever. Um, and tell me what you thought of it. What do you think of it now that you're all grown up? So, yeah, good times. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
388.
388. 388. Man, we're knocking these out. Oh, no, it's not a short. That would have been nice. Gonna have to wear a hat tomorrow because it's time for One Magic Christmas. I'm gonna have no Christmas stuff to watch at Christmas time. I don't know. Just weird. One Magic Christmas. That's what I'm watching next. That's what you should be watching next with me. Don't let me do this all alone. One Magic Christmas on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.